We still serve more business travelers than we do leisure travelers. In 1990, we opened our first destination resort, which was in Maui. And what we realized is that our guests who were staying with us in city hotels for business were vacationing, and they didn't have the availability of a Four Seasons experience, and they wanted it. And we saw it as a wonderful opportunity to be able to line extend the Four Seasons brand. And we thought about the leisure or the resort experience in the same way as we thought about the business experience, which is, how do we maximize people's time? How do we make the experience everything that they wanted it to be? How does it represent great value for the investment that they've made in their stay? And it's not just about the money investment, it's the investment in time. And so we thought about, what can happen around the pool? How can we enhance that experience? How can we bring service to the pool beyond, just laying out lounge chair towels for the guest? And so, we started doing sunglass cleaning, and we spritz our guests with cool Evian spray because you get very warm in the sun. We pass along cold towels, and that grew and morphed into providing, all kinds of tasty morsels around the pool as well. So whether it's a frozen grape, or it's a little bite of sandwich, or it's a popsicle, it's there for you so that you don't have to leave where you are, the comfort of where you are. We also recognized that we were going to be attracting a couple or family travelers. And so we thought, how do we change the experience so that it's very positive for everybody, whether it's the parents, the families together, or the children on their own. And we created the Kids for All Seasons program, which is today still considered to be one of the finest kids programs out there, and we offered it complimentary. We saw it as something that was a baseline amenity and service that we were going to provide to our guests.
What are you doing in terms of your marketing strategy, your media strategy? How are you incorporating digital, social, traditional media, and sort of what's your go-to strategy right now with regard to advertising?
In 2008 and 2009, we took a really hard look at everything that we were doing. We created our Twitter stream in the early part of 2009. We were in Facebook at the latter part of 2009. Today, we spend about half of our entire marketing programming budget against digital.
Wow.
At the same time, the consumer is going to all channels for information, and so we do need to be represented, not just online, not just in social, not just in mobile, but we also need to be represented well in some of the traditional channels.
Okay, so are you doing print? Are you doing TV? Are you doing...
So we haven't gone back on the advertising front, but public relations, for example, traditional public relations is a complement, is an integrated in everything that we're doing around the digital. And we have really been leaders in the luxury space in digital, particularly in the way that we think about user-generated content and user-generated reviews. And for the first time, and we're the first luxury hotel company to do this, we offered the user-generated reviews directly
the good, the bad, the ugly,
on our website. Absolutely, and it was the first step really for doing that, and we have had a great reaction from the people who visit our website. And what we find is that the more of that kind of content that we put on our website, the greater likelihood that we're going to convert that customer.
So we hear a lot these days about authenticity and transparency and how vital that is now to brands. It sounds like that's exactly the path you're taking. Why specifically for Four Seasons was that so necessary? You just want to remain relevant and you wanted to remain connected to that core customer? Is that?
Absolutely, all of those things. We also recognized that the seismic shift that was happening was that the owners of brands were losing control, and we're going to lose control, and that was going to be a forever thing. That it was really in the future the consumer that was going to define the brand, and the way that we could not only participate, but the way that we could facilitate and also influence that was by creating that kind of authentic content and combining our content with the content that was being generated by other kinds of influencers, by people people who were staying with us or our competitors. And it provides a really lovely 360-degree view of the brand that doesn't feel commercial. I mean, that really is the power of it. So we are part of that conversation. We are creating these relationships. I mean, it's very important for us to continue to build advocacy for our brand and to position ourselves in the way that we think is best. But we've recognized that our voice is going to be a minor one, and that we needed to amplify the voice of the consumer.
They're going to go to TripAdvisor anyway.
Absolutely.
They might as well
Absolutely.
go to fourseasons.com. Yeah.
Absolutely.